Welcome back to Warhammer. We're gonna try to finish this battle if we can. Hopefully. This guy is a little bit hard to kill.
But of course. What an unfortunate turn of fate. Will do.
Can give you that.
Anything else?
Chaos guides me.
At your beck and call. A tactically sound approach.
Might as well.
It will be done. Reduced to dust.
Yeah, that was a good turn, I think.
Strengthens me.
Nice. He's taking these.
I will bathe this battlefield in righteous
I'm gonna move behind there so she gets some cover. And then we're gonna unload into you again. Can give you voice of command. And then that.
Pain and duty go hand in hand.
And then maybe?
That is not my destiny.
No.
All too easy.
Don't work out well.
My prescience has failed me.
Yeah, I should probably stop using these powers. I'll just do the operators and then pull out this. We'll start using that. Nice.
At your beck and call.
Nice.
I'll do it.
103. No, I can't.
I'll live another day. Not my specialty.
I guess she's already had it.
Nothing I can't do. Suits my purposes.
As the Emperor commands, I act.
Nothing I can't do.
Okay.
Will do.
Then try to get all of that off of it.
But of course.
And then
On it.
What is ringing? I will do my duty.
I say I pull up my shotgun and shoot him. Cause that's 6 to 9. Meanwhile this... Yeah.
At your beck and call.
Can I fall back now?
Bro is holding the line.
I'll do it. In thy light I stand, and thy light I crave. Rejoice in battle! Doubt is for the weak.
Keep shooting.
As the Emperor commands. I'll do it. As the Emperor commands, I act.
Nice. That was a pretty good turn.
Never wavered in the face of adversity. All too easy.
Give you an extra turn. Two to 3 or 6 to 10, yeah.
Suits my purposes.
Stop it! Will do.
Yeah, might as well.
What?
Removes its armor and dodge chance.
Just a minor setback. It will be done. After you are done.
Yeah. I got the gloves and endurance. Whenever the wearer of these gloves gets an injury or falls unconscious in combat, their allies gain +1 bonus to damage until end of combat. Requires an iconoclast follower. Each heroic act used in battle increases the wearer's dodge by +20% until the end of combat. A blade made from a mysterious metal that shimmers with unnatural colors. Okay. Now we can upgrade again. I'll do this one. And he gets another bonus. Ear toughness. Right now he has 55. Everyone else has 30. Or with this. Reduces enemy chance to parry his melee attacks and increases his parry. Also increases the chance of scoring a critical hit in melee. Both are pretty good, to be honest. I'll take this though. And then me, I get either one of these. Fellowship, willpower. I think I'll take fellowship. And then I get one of my skills. Hive World characters can pass willpower resistance tests using their fellowship instead. Hive World characters gain 50% chance to dodge against the first round attack of opportunity every round. If a Hive World character starts their turn adjacent to an ally character, that Hive World character gains +2 movement points. If a Hive World character has melee. Let me look quickly. Do I have any? Show characteristics. Yeah, so you're Imperial World. All of these are, so far, none are Hive World, which sucks, but it's fine. That only helped me, so I'll take Fellowship. And if a noble uses an ability on their servant, the servant gains +1 action point next turn. Gains 2 movement every turn. Servant kills the target that the noble dealt damage to last turn. They gain 1 AP next turn. The noble and servant are adjacent to each other at the start of noble's turn. They both gain temporary hit points. If your opponent has, if your servant has that, you can redistribute. Or I could just increase. I'll take Fellowship. Just more Fellowship, yeah. Because honestly, none of those help me right now. I mean, maybe they could help me later, but I don't see the point in investing if it's not going to help me right now.
Should I divine our next step?
You come up from a what? Forsaken world. Intelligence, perception. Right now I have the highest intelligence, so I'd say perception. At the beginning of each combat, the Psyker's allies gain plus 15% critical hit chance. The first critical hit removes this effect. That's still pretty good. Allies under the effect of at least one psychic power gain additional 7 armor penetration. Every 9th successful dodge and or parry by the Psyker and their allies combined grants the Psyker 2 additional AP on their next turn. Excuse me. Dodges do that. That's pretty good. Whenever they use a divination power on an ally without an unnatural luck effect, that ally gains unnatural luck. When they suffer a critical hit, it becomes a normal hit instead. There's all these that are like psychic abilities. Every time the Psyker does mental damage from any source other than aftershock, the target suffers half as much mental damage at the end of their next turn. Enemy becomes a target of any particular Psyker ability. Kills stealth to closest enemy. These are a lot better, yes. While under 40% wounds, Imperial characters have plus 10 to all characteristics and 2 to resolve. It's the same archetype, which is operative. The first archetype ability used in each combat by its character costs -1. When an Imperial World character is affected by an ally's non-damaging ability, that's pretty good for me. Excluding Xenos, so all allies in current party gain +5 to same characteristics as was chosen for humanity's first. What's that? Finest, I'm sorry. Yeah, I don't know what that was. Sorry if I'm taking a while. I just want to make sure I get a good one. Okay. Using a heroic act. Force weapon attacks deal more damage. Becomes a target of a Psyker's ability. Gain +10. That's actually really good. Yeah. So every time someone gets the, what's it called? The, like, forewarn.
Turn all to decay.
Every time they get a forewarn, they also are just... They're harder to hit, and then because of that, their they have more likely chance to hit and deal more damage, so agility, ballistic skill. I'm gonna say ballistic skill just because I want her to hit her shots. Yeah, I'm gonna do the reload.
I'll lay claim to the stars.
I'm rested. Did I mention?
They say a little bit of humility never hurts anyone. I help others better themselves by wholeheartedly humiliating them at every step.
Okay, just that's
The heir is dead. He sacrificed himself to save the entire dynasty.
A noble deed. Let the crew offer.
Rival, Master Helmsman, systems status report.
By the Emperor, it's the Seneschal, living and breathing. Oh, well, there's a tricky question. The old place is so overgrown with foul wickedry, we'll be scrubbing it off the vid screens for throne knows how long.
how did you people survive in here?
Must have been Providence. It better have been the Emperor's, not someone else's. When they barged in here, the ones with the Master of Whispers, some officers charged them, but it wasn't even a fight. I grabbed whoever I could and dragged them behind the cogitators. Then, I prayed for our rescue.
We need to re-establish contact with the Navigator's Sanctum. It is our only chance of escaping from the warp. Your words seem to knock the officers out of their stupor, and the air around you fills with voices and commands being issued. You hear someone sobbing, one of the survivors bucking under the stress. Abelard cuffs the crying officer without even looking.
Restore the Fox channel to the Navigator's Sanctum. Ready the crew. Prepare for translation to real space. You may call me superstitious, but translation is not a good time to disregard rules. You are the only one who speaks for House von Valancius. You may not be the Lord Captain, but you, more than anyone else, deserve to take her place in the ritual that is about to commence.
What must I do?
Take the Lord Captain's seat. Order the final preparations. Wait for the officers to report. Oh, blast it all to the void! Translation is a craft, not something that can be explained in a tick. Just go up to the throne, Master. These people are about to do the impossible. The least they deserve is the solace of seeing a figure sitting in the usual spot. Oh, please, hurry. Every second we waste is a terrible risk.
I'm ready. Begin the trial. Or the ritual. The image before you is hazy, swaying in sorcerous currents invisible to mortal eyes, as if whatever is beneath this thin shell is constantly changing, while still remaining the same. It has taken on the guise of Theodora, but the false rogue trader's eyes reveal the entity's true surreal nature. One of Theodora's eyes is engulfed in otherworldly flame, the other a vessel of ancient evil bores into you. A voice seeps directly into your brain without ever reaching your ears, and this voice booms with all of the horrors of the warp.
Who are you to oppose destiny itself for the sake of lives that are not your own? So many threads stretch between you and other creatures of your world. Pitiful, worthless links, ready to shatter at the slightest touch. A muddled, erratic, pointless tangle.
You led your people out of the fiery trap and couldn't save Edelthrad, and you're picking on me because of it. It resonates and merges with the voices that have already dug their foul roots into your consciousness. A moment later, you realize that all these voices are the myriad manifestations of the same call that has already invaded your mind. You are to blame for Theodora's death.
I am the beginning and the end and all that courses in between. I am the voice of the truth that is destined to triumph. For this triumph is the terminal point of every twisted maze of fate.
The aspirant vowed to return with a trophy, a relic that could serve the edge of daybreak. That fate was assured, and the steps chosen. And yet, you broke the unbreakable when you took the aspirant's place. I see you. On the day when the final dawn rises over the Iron World, I see you by my side on that day. The day of my resurrection.
Your image is woven into the
Oh, boy.
tapestry of things to come. I am the will of the weaver of destinies, and today I will weave a new thread of elusive possibilities and fickle chances. The thread that will lead you out of the maw of irreversibility. The thread that will help you find the keys to salvation. The thread that will guide you and the weapon of our return to me.
The Weaver of Destinies is Zinch.
The path is set, child of the dawn. The thread is woven. Follow it, servant of mine.
Seneschal, the navigator's sanctum is silent. The Vox signal is stable, which means...
The navigator gave his life battling the storm that nearly claimed the Von Valancius flagship. We will honor his memory, along with that of all who died this day.
Seneschal, will you tell us now? Who is that? Where's the Lord Captain?
As First Officer, it is my duty to inform you, with the greatest regret and indelible sorrow, that Lord Captain Theodora von Valancius is dead. May her memory never fade from the annals of the dynasty. By right of blood succession, and with the absence of other kin who could challenge this decision,
It is hereby declared that the successor to Theodora von Valancius is her heir, the rightful inheritor of the Warrant of Trade, and the title of Rogue Trader. The official ascension ceremony will be held at a later time. In the interim... have you lost your tongues? Hail your lord. It is because of his toils that we all still live.
the deed is done, Master. My apologies. I meant to say Lord Captain.
We are the Lord Captain
The
now.
treachery of the Master of Whispers was fruitless, but victory came at a great cost. Lord Captain Theodora von Valancius perished along with her heir, Edelthrad, and thousands of crew members. Yet hope remained. For the second in line to the Rogue Trader dynasty survived. And through the strength of his resolve, saved those who were counting on him for protection.
Okay, we are the rogue trader now of this ship. Open the cargo management screen to learn more about the cargo on your flagship, the amount, blah, 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 blah. Cargo is needed when traded with merchants. You will meet them soon. Yep. Deep shadows of weariness can be seen on the Abelard's face. Oh, the old officer's eyes are keen. They rake over you from head to toe. He frowns, mutters something, then nods to himself. Well then, your lordship. You cannot help but notice that the seneschal does not know how to talk to you or where to begin. His hesitation brings an involuntary smirk to your face, as though someone else entirely is gloating at the old officer's confusion. Seeing your smile, Abelard pulls himself together. You must now hold your first officer's briefing in your new role as Lord Captain. For many of those who are about to join us on the bridge, this will also be their very first briefing. We sustained massive losses among the senior and middle-ranking officers. Some posts have been filled by the deputy's deputy, while others go unfilled entirely, and now the deck clans are deciding who will take over the leaderless crews. How did we come to lose so many officers? It appears the heretics were deliberately targeting the vessel's command. They knew exactly whom they were looking for and where they could be found, which is unsurprising given that their informant on the board was our own Master of Whispers. What is on the agenda for this meeting? Reports on the condition of the ship and crew. The Lord Captain is not usually drawn away from her important affairs to attend such routine briefings, but this is a unique situation. I'm still receiving updates from across the ship, and they are not encouraging. Getting this bird to fly could take a gargantuan effort. Even so far, you personally negotiating with the authorities of the system we are currently in. So prepare to hear a bevy of complaints and excuses, your lordship. Take this opportunity to get a good look at the officers who work 6 decks away from the bridge, and they in turn will have the honor of beholding the visage of their Lord Captain. Have you succeeded in tracking down Voigtver? No, Lord Captain. In all the commotion, his trail went cold. Our people are still on the hunt for him, and any mutineers who may be still be skulking in the ship's many corridors. But frankly, I would not be surprised to hear that we are now one shuttle short. I am afraid that it will be some time before he answers for all he has wrought. If I say that, he's going to get angry at me, and plus, he's going to be like, you don't have a choice. I'm ready to start the briefing. Summon the officers. With a gesture, Abelard relays the order to the adjutants at the far end of the magnificent chamber. A dozen pairs of eyes bore into you, the expressions revealing restraint, joy, curiosity, and wariness. Attentions, officers. You have been granted an honor. Lord Captain will personally conduct today's briefing. Our most gracious Lord Captain is ready to hear your reports. Perhaps you would introduce those present, Abelard. As you wish, your lordship. Abelard points to a tall, slender woman whose body seems to contain as many implants as it does flesh. Vigdis Suri Atta of the Ptoleman line, our new Vox Master. It's an honor to serve your lordship. Aboard this vessel you have at your command thousands of crew members and hundreds of officers and section chiefs. I am responsible for receiving, processing, and sending all communications between you and them, as well as external sources. I am your eyes and mouth, Lord Captain. Beside her is Ravor, the master helmsman. He steers our ship along the course set by the Lord Captain and monitors the void around us to ensure that we do not stray into an asteroid field or a pirate trap. The bearded man with pale, almost transparent skin, large dark circles under his eyes, and a dour expression that seems hardwired into his face gives a sullen nod. "Hail, Lord Captain. This here ship's as good as home to me, so rest assured she's in safe hands. I'll die before I let her come to any grief." And lastly, our High Factorum Janris Danrock, who oversees supplies, procurement, and the general material well-being of the ship. Dressed in an embroidered jacket, the heavy-set man with oiled hair offers an obsequious smile and bows. "It's an honor, your lordship. You may trust me with all matters concerning your comfort. Everything will be done to the highest standard." In the second row, we have the 3 officers charged with overseeing the ship's vital functions. The Master of Ordnance is responsible for artillery aboard, the Infernus Master, whose crew work to prevent and extinguish fires on the ship, and lastly the Drives Master, servant of the Omnissiah. Which is that? It's just the machine god. The 3 officers salute you. The Infernus Master does so with confidence, while the Ordnance Master betrays nervousness. The Drives Master offers a salute resembling a dance, involving the complicated manipulation of all the Tech Priest mechadendrites, which are, the tentacles he has. Tech Priests are just guys from Mars that follow the Omnissiah. Is that everyone? Unfortunately, our choir master, the esteemed Zachary Weiss, head of the Astropath section, is unable to join us. He is in charge of communications with distant star systems. Master Weiss has been in a trance for some time now, attempting to contact other planets in the Von Valancius Protectorate and inform them of Lady Theodora's passing and Kunrad Voigtger's treachery. I will deliver a report to your lordship on the Astropath's progress as soon as it is possible to do so. It is equally regrettable that 2 more individuals worthy of mention could not join us at the briefing. The Master of Arms and Confessor Adalbert. The eminent Adalbert must see to the funeral services being held for the fallen officers, of whom there are too many for him to take leave from the chapel. And Mistress Sauerback, who has replaced her late predecessor as Master of Arms, is currently leading the search for any surviving agents of Voidver. All others present are adjutants, secretaries, and deputies. They are here to make a record of proceedings. I wish to hear the Infernus Master's report. Yes, Lord Captain. I can report that all fires across all decks have now been extinguished. The preliminary damage assessment in terms of material losses and crew casualties have been completed. The results have been submitted to the Seneschal and the High Factorum. The post passed to him after the previous Infernus Master and his next 3 deputies expired in the line of duty. The lad is managing well so far. He can take the heat, so to speak. High Factorum, what do you have to report? We are toiling day and night to compile a full account of the losses. The task will require next to no involvement from your lordship. I will personally ensure that all damaged components are given into the Tech Priest's hands for attention, and that all lost supplies are replaced. There is only one resource that I cannot replace single-handedly, and that is people. We have lost more than 2,000 crew members, and unfortunately, this number is not confined to the scum from the lower decks, which are easily replaced, but also includes trained professionals. We will be able to make up our losses on the nearest planet, Rykad Minoris. However, the whole system in fact, belongs to Winterscale Rogue Trader Dynasty. We cannot simply begin recruiting on the planet without first coming to an understanding with the governor. In that respect, I am powerless. No negotiations at this level are a matter for the Rogue Trader. Especially true given Caligos Winterscale's penchant for attacking first and asking questions later, and the kind of thick-skulled thugs he usually installs as governors on his planet. Drives Master, I will hear from you now. Lord Captain, the foes that set upon this noble void ship destroyed the repositories of hundreds of machine spirits. The great warp engine entrusted into my charge is unharmed, thank the Omnissiah, but its spirit mourns its dead brethren. We have not yet identified a prayer for protocol capable of assuaging its sorrow and anger. With great sorrow, I must also report that the Engineer Prime, Overseer and spiritual authority of all tech priests on board fell in battle. The Magos was betrayed by the little flesh that remained part of him. A most horrible loss. There is no one among my comrades aboard whose experience and comprehension of the sacred protocols equals that of the fallen Magos. We require a replacement, and as soon as possible. Would someone care to translate the esteemed Drives Master's words? No, I understand. Thank you. Master Helmsman, deliver your stats report. Right you are, Lord Captain. To cut a long story short, the outlook is bleak. The ships sound more or less, but without our Engineer Prime and Navigator who fell in battle, we have no way out of the system. If we try to set so much as a toe inside the warp, I don't know what'll happen first. Our warp drive being torn to pieces, or all of us melting into the bulkheads. Your Lordship, if you will allow me to interject, when we arrived in the system, my crew followed standard protocols and conducted a count of all available communication channels in the region. One of them was a Navis Nobilite station. The station maintains complete Vox silent, but even its presence here inspires hope. To have located a navigator in the very same system is an incredible stroke of luck, a true blessing from the God Emperor. A sharp bolt of pain lances through your skull as if a response to what you just heard. You understand that it is not the God Emperor you should thank for such good fortune. The words of the demon that appeared before you during the translation to real space echo in your mind. A promise of help was extended to you by the nightmarish demonic entity that spoke to you on the bridge during the ship's translation. Yeah. I am the will of the Weaver of Destinies, and today I will weave a new thread of elusive possibilities and fickle chances. The thread that will lead you out of the maw of irreversibility. The thread that will help you find the keys to your salvation. If I were you, I'd grab this chance with both hands, or else you'll soon be eyeing up asteroids to use as your new residence. And slightly less shitty news, we can go round and round this system till our heads are swimming, as long as the promethium and supplies last. And if any thick as grok shit lowlives come sniffing around, we'll be able to take them out, so don't you worry on that score. Master of Ordnance, do you have anything to report? No, my job's simple. Maintain the arsenal and fire where I'm told, but just ask anyone. We've got no able crew, no Lord Captain. Master of Ordnance, you forget yourself. So what? The ship's in ruins. Every second officer's dead, and now we've got a green Lord Captain who's supposed to lead us to Void knows where. Silence. Enforcer sees this mutineer. Dang. If only one officer out of the whole lot has fallen to pieces, that's not all bad at all. Your lordship, I do humbly apologize on behalf of the entire crew. What would you have us do with the Master of Ordnance, the former Master of Ordnance, I should say, besides find a replacement, that is, for we already have one lined up. Stand down, release him. I have no intention of punishing a man for a moment of weakness, not after the terrible attack we have endured. Execute him. Or, experienced masters of ordnance are few and far between, so for that reason he may remain in his post. I'll leave his punishment at your discretion, Abelard. I'm gonna go with the iconoclast one and say, you know, it's just, yeah, stuff is crappy right now. Give him a second chance. Abelard stares unblinkingly at the Master of Ordnance. Cease your sniveling. You disgrace yourself and your entire clan enough. The hysterics are over. Let us resume. The Master of Ordnance stands up, wiping the blood from his broken nose. His face is in the picture of shock. What just happened seems to be dawning on him only now in the knowledge of the fate he so narrowly escaped. To summarize, we have sustained serious losses in crew members, and we require a new engineer prime and navigator. Is that all that is preventing us from continuing the journey? Yeah. Precisely, Lord Captain, but bear in mind that this will not be the end of our trials. The ship's systems must be properly inspected for major damage, which can only be carried out at Footfall Station, the massive void port on the edge of the Coronis Expanse, and a notorious hotbed for vice trade and rogue trader intrigue. Home to the only dockyard in the sector, but we will never reach Footfall without first solving these three immediate problems. What can you tell me about the system we find ourselves in? I cede to the Vox Master at this point. Mistress Ptolemy? We are in the Rykad star system, and our voyage here was undertaken on the orders of your lordship's predecessor. There are 3 inhabited bodies in the system, and our attempts to send Vox messages have produced confounding results. The Navis Nobilite station has not simply failed to answer, it seems to be maintaining total Vox silence. However, we did receive a distress signal from the prison planetoid in the system, and Rykad Minoris itself is also not responding to our hails. But what is most alarming is that our augurs have intercepted signals from the surface that seem to indicate ongoing hostilities on the planet. Augurs are sensor technologies that scan planets, spot enemies, and obtain various other kinds of crucial data. The situation is not very encouraging, but without a navigator, a tech priest, and new crew members, we won't be able to travel anywhere. Therefore, we must go to the planet and the Navis Nobilite station and find out what in the void is going on. Thank you for your reports. Dismissed. Your Lordship, there is one other thing, a confidential matter of the utmost importance. Lady Theodora, your eternally esteemed predecessor, brought the ship here to this system for a reason. She was given a secret commission. You perhaps are wondering who has the authority to commission a rogue trader to do anything. And I shall tell you, the Lord Inquisitor, the hand of the Emperor, the chief architect of his will in the Coronis Expanse. The Lord Inquisitor. I'd be honored to fulfill it. I came across a strange handwritten letter. You're referring to the contents of that note, I presume? Yeah, I'll say that. Yes, quite right. XC. Xavier Calcazar. Lady Theodora was to seek out the Lord Inquisitor's right-hand man, one Heinrichs van Kalux, an interrogator, you understand. All I know is that he is somewhere in the system, that we must find him and offer him whatever assistance he requires, and then deliver him to Footfall in the Furibundus system. Finding him without any more information to go on will be difficult indeed. But an Inquisitor is an important individual. The authorities in the system, either the Navis Nobilite or the governor of Rykad Minoris, may know something. That is all of it, your lordship. You have a great deal of work ahead of you, but it is a mere taste of the daily burden of a rogue trader. Soon you must take up the reins of the von Valancius Protectorate. Idira, Sister Argenta, explain yourselves. The Psyker is suffering from some ailment or dark madness. She insists on seeing the rogue trader. I judged that it would be unwise to leave her unsupervised. I was also hoping to approach you with a personal request, but it can wait. Speak with me when you have time, rogue trader. Daybreak. Bring the witch to heel. If there's nothing else of value to report, I declare this briefing come to your senses. Damn it. Your lordship, here's the thing. I was trying to see the immediate future and it hit me so hard my head is still spinning. Something very strange is headed our way, and I can't make out what it is, no matter how hard I try. A single word is all I can make out. Daybreak. Or maybe it's dawn, and it's ringing and ringing like an echo, like a bell. But if it's daybreak, then why is it so dark? We cannot extract any information of value from a single word. Can you tell us anything else, Mistress Class? No, not yet anyway. The voices are going berserk, all shouting at once. I can't make sense of any of it. As soon as I know any or sense anything, I'll report. Alright? Lord Captain, if you want me to take a closer look into your future, find me on the bridge and we can talk. Lady Theodora was well served by my whispers on many occasions, and I'm sure you would benefit from them as well. If there is nothing else of value to report, I declare this briefing concluded. It's time to get to work. How may I serve you, my lord? I wish to boost the morale of my crew. It is done, my captain. You address the crew with a rousing speech and you hear your voice roll through the ship, reaching even the normally quiet corners of the vessel. When the broadcast ends, you hear distant shouts of approval. That's good. So that might help later, or maybe it was just for experience, I don't know. What are your duties? I'm the eyes and ears of this voice ship. The ears and the voice of this voice ship. I supervise several dozen officers and 3 times that number of support personnel. We receive, send, encrypt, and decode all incoming and outgoing messages through the ship's internal and external channels. And we can also ensure clean communications and the optimal efficiency of the crew's voxcasters. If you ever want to know what worries and concerns your crew are harboring, what your subjects are whispering about in local networks after their watches, and what their leaders are clamoring about over short-wave Vox transmissions, just come and see me. I'll satisfy your curiosity. Have the Vox spirits brought you anything interesting lately? Forgive me, Lord, I have no information that would be of interest at this moment. Okay. Your appearance is unique. You are Voidborn, are you not? My appearance comes from my heritage, generation after generation of people who spent their entire lives in the depths of this void ship. Neither we nor our ancestors have ever left our home, but the same can be said about many denizens of the Imperium's millions of worlds. We are used to the silence of the cosmos and the voices of the ship. There are thousands of us, but we dwell far from the Lord Captain's upper decks and remain unseen. We are the Voidborn. Where does the word come from? Because we are the children born in the void between the stars, be it the womb of a traveling vessel, an orbital satellite, or a forgotten asteroid station, low gravity voyages through the warp and the countless dangers of space travel, everything others hate and dread is second nature to us. Tell me about the lives of the Voidborn and my crew. To us, the groans, creaks, and murmurs of the ship sound the way babbling brooks and singing birds do to world dwellers. We hear the ship breathe, know what it's feeling and thinking. We are a part of the ship just like it is a part of us. We perform numerous functions, and there are many officers among our number. Some maintain order and prevent mutiny, others serve as shepherds and support the crew, and some devote themselves to mending the spirit and body of the vessel. Most of the Voidborn are members of the large void ship dynasties that bear responsibility for a certain aspect of the ship's life. For 300 years, the main branch of the Ptolemon dynasty has produced the ship's Vox Masters, and most of our subordinates come from the cadet houses of the dynasty. How do you find life on the ship? Life has been quite generous to me, Lord Captain. I am the Vox Master, and only the best in the dynasty can become one. By virtue of the skills and position, no one has ever denied me anything. Our family claims a spacious section for its demesne. Never seen that word. I also enjoy long walks through the narrow and dimly lit corridors of the ship, listening to the sounds of her activity, falling asleep and waking up to the chanting of hymns, and admiring the stars beyond, of course. How do others on the ship treat you? We look, speak, and move differently from the inhabitants of the planetary worlds. Our way of life, traditions, and quirks frighten these people, just like the darkness of the cosmos. Many believe us to be bringers of ill fortune, and alas, it is the Voidborn who get the blame for terrible void phenomena during longer voyages. Several years ago, an unfortunate warp jump caused all the food on board to spoil. 15 days later, a hungry and furious crew nearly massacred everyone on the lower decks, blaming us for the misfortune and hoping to restock the larders with our flesh. I would have been killed during the mutiny had Idira not shown up in the right place at the right time. She came to my rescue, and the scoundrels' fear of her was even greater than their fear of the Greatborn. Alright, I think I'm gonna end this episode here, and then I'll pick it up next time. We'll keep talking to the rest of the crew. It'll probably be a boring episode if you guys don't like all the lore of Warhammer and the game, but we'll see how it goes. I'll finish the stuff here, and I'll talk to the other officers, and then if we have time, I'll talk to the teammates we have. Anyway, thank you guys for watching, and I hope you guys have a nice night. Peace.